is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my spread shirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. We're going to talk about Kevin Knox, a guy that played for the New York Knicks, and he has really got less minutes and less opportunities compared to what he did last year. He was a guy that everybody thought could be a star. He was drafted in the lottery. He has the length, he has the speed, he has the athleticism, he has the shooting form. It just doesn't go in enough. And it feels like last year they was all in on Knox. Let's get him all the development that we can give him. Let's give him all the time that we can to get him somewhere. And it seems like this year people done gave up on him, and they just don't allow him to be who he is. And even though Knox was very, very raw coming out the draft, and we knew he's only 20 years old as of today, at the end of the day, it's not going to happen overnight. He's not going to become this phenom, and we knew coming out of the draft that Kevin Knox had a lot of flaws, whether it was defense, whether it was consistency in his jump shot, whether it was just scoring and having a shot that he can go to. We knew that Kevin Knox was a project, and we knew that he wasn't as good as we think. And, for him to get drafted so high by the Knicks, it's a lot of pressure that comes with that because you are in the Knicks. They haven't won in so long, and you're coming in and people comparing you to Kevin Durant and guys like that, some of the best players ever, and you're only 18, 19 years old, and you have all this pressure of, living up to being a pick, and then you don't want to be a bust. Kevin Knox was a guy that a lot of people liked his upside and his potential. Like I said, he's a project, but at the same time, I really did enjoy watching him last year. Even though he didn't shoot the ball well, he did show that he can be a capable corner and spot up three-point shooter. He did show some promise in the fast break. He did show some promise when it came to getting to the basket. He didn't have it all figured out. He's still a little raw. But at the same time, he was only a teenager, and he's only still, like I said, just 20 years old. So I haven't gave up on Kevin Knox, and I feel like he can be still a great piece. I still feel like they're really overloading their rosters in New York. They get a lot of players that they don't need, and they're cutting into the minutes of their young players. And the sad part about it is I said that in the free agency period that a lot of their moves that need to be made. You should be trying to get the most development as you can out of those young guys. Dennis Smith Jr., Kevin Knox, and guys like that should be getting majority of the minutes because they're your future. This is a future with a lot of young players like Mitchell Robinson too, where you want him to play as much as he can. You may not win a lot of games, but that's a sacrifice that you have to make if you're trying to build a young core that can really go to bat for each other and really, continue to develop and get better. And doing it together, bringing their chemistry up, bringing their trust up, bringing their love and union together to really be something special. But I don't know what's really going on with the management. They fired their head coach, David Fizdale. They fired their GM. And I think it was important just because when you look at this roster, you look at the acquisitions that they made, it really makes no sense throughout this whole season. They thought they would be better than what they was. Now they have a bunch of guys that taking up all the shot. Marcus Morris was just averaging 19 points a game. Those are shots in time that Kevin Knox could have been on the court developing. Those could have been shots he could have been gaining confidence and chemistry with his teammates. But instead, you bring these veterans in that's eating up all the shots and all the minutes, and now you have a season right now where a guy like Kevin Knox is only playing 18 minutes compared to the 28 minutes he played last year, which you want him to play because this is a guy you feel that can really change a franchise, and he was a lottery pick. So to me, they thought backwards. They really wanted to rush the process. They really wanted to be competitive right now, and it could cost them because you're not developing those young guys. It's one thing to practice it and work on it in and out of the games, but you have to do it on the court. And if you're not getting the minutes, you're not getting the experience, you're not getting the defense, it's not really going to translate because you're not having a chance to do it on the court to build that confidence in whatever you're working on. But I don't understand what the Knicks are doing. I understand why they traded Marcus Morris because he had his best season. Plus, you was able to get a pick and a young talent out of it. But those guys should have never been on this roster. They should have never been on this roster just because everybody on this team is really competing against each other. You have guys out here trying to compete for their next contract. You have guys out here like Julius Randle that want to prove that he's an NBA player, that you can really have him as a legitimate impact player on your team, depending on your personnel and what roster and what coach you have. But those are minutes and opportunities that he shouldn't be getting because honestly, even though Julius Randle and them was having great seasons, they was unnecessary. They was unneeded. And I feel like Scott Perry, that's one of the main reasons why he got fired because you're going in two different directions. And I think that that's something that you can't have. You have to have the same communication on and off the court, and y'all have to have the same game plan and the same personality. I mean, the same opportunity at the end of the day when you're building this roster. You can't go one direction and go to the other direction and really think that you're going to have better success. And I don't know what's up with the NBA teams being so pressured to be good right now. The Knicks has been bad for so many years, and they just started to get things right. They just started to get some gems in the draft, and then after you do all that, now you're going to the point where you're trying to rush success, and you didn't need to do that. And even if you do have another bad year, which they haven't anyway, even with these veterans that they brought in, it made no sense then. Yeah, I know you hope that they can be better. You hope that they can make your team better. But what's the point when it's taking away time from the younger players that is going to be your nucleus and your core and the pieces that you're going to want to build up, even if you want to trade them as an asset. And the Knicks been collecting picks. If you're collecting picks and you have a lot of young talent, don't get the veterans. Just ride it out, grind it out, and continue to trust the process, trust the journey, and you might lose 2 to 3 seasons, but you can build something special in New York with guys that has been there so long and been around. You know, these are guys that are supposed to be your future for the next 3 to 4 to 5, even probably 10 years. If they start winning, you're going to want to give them two max contracts. And I just feel like the Knicks have really lost and really is not on the same page as an organization. I feel like the coach is going in the wrong direction, playing certain guys certain minutes that they shouldn't be playing. I feel like the GM was going in the wrong direction. Like I said, building this roster and rushing to make it better just so you can, at the end of the day, make the playoffs a 7, 6, or 8 seed, which is nothing because you made the playoffs, but you're not really getting anywhere. And even if you're a 7 or 8 seed, what's the point of making the playoffs when you're going to get swept? This team has been terrible with and without the veterans, and it is unfortunate because the Knicks fans deserve better. They still continue to go to the games. They still continue to go to the draft. They still continue to hold out hope and really, try to be patient with this organization. And this is an organization where you have one of the biggest brands, one of the biggest, most expensive franchises in the game, and you should be trying to get as much talent as you can to please the fans that still go to the games and really still believe in the vision that has been screwed up for the last 10 years. The only thing they got right was the Carmelo trade. But at the same time, you ended up giving up a lot of assets that you didn't really need to do. And you could have kept Carmelo with better pieces around him. You probably could have been to the finals or won a championship with Melo as your best player. But that didn't happen because of management. That didn't happen because they wasn't on the same page. And if you want to be a great organization, you need consistency, you need stability, you need, leadership. You need guys that really want to be successful and guys that want the team to be successful, even if they got to sacrifice. But I think James Dolan need to do a little spring cleaning. I think he really need to get more active in what they're trying to accomplish as a unit, because when you're building a roster, when you're building a team, you really want the coach, the GM, and the owner to know what goes in, what goes out, what you're trying to do, and get on the same page. It seems like one person going this way, the other person want to go that way, the other guy want to go that way, and that really destroys the vision of what you're trying to complete when you don't even know it yourself. So they're doing a lot of things backwards. They're doing a lot of things that's crazy. They're doing a lot of things that virtually don't make any sense. And that's why the Knicks have been so bad the last 20, 30 years, just because I don't even know what they want. I don't even know what they're trying to do. And I don't even know what they're trying to accomplish this year. And I think that that's unfortunate because the fans have been supportive and they've been, there for the last 30, 35 years, and they have really got nowhere outside of going to the second round with Carmelo, and that was as far as they went, and they haven't came close to making the playoffs since then, and Carmelo been gone for years. So I don't understand what's going on. I really want them to get this under control because people do want to see the Knicks good. People do want to see the Knicks do better, and people really just get tired of seeing organizations screw up and screw up and screw up and never find any type of foundation to build upon or even really get a direction in the vision for this team to be constructed and be on the same page with that. So I think this team just has too many problems, too many communication problems, too much pride, too much ego, and not a great understanding of how to build a great basketball team, but just a great organization in general. And I think that they really need to sit down and clear the air and really, start figuring out what they're trying to do with this organization and what they're trying to do. Is they trying to rebuild? Is they trying to rush to rebuild? Is they trying to build around the future? Is they trying to, trade up and get a superstar? Or is they trying to draft a superstar? But if that's the case, you have to allow your young players to play more. You have to allow them to develop more, and you have to give them the opportunity. And that's one of their biggest mistakes for the last 10 years is 1 minute they want to be a veteran team, 1 minute they want to be a young team, and 1 minute they just want to make the playoffs, and none of that has really worked out in their favor. And that just, bad organization, bad communication, and just people that's just getting a check. Y'all supposed to be trying to get a championship, but instead it seems like people are just trying to get paid and keep their job, and they can care less of what the Knicks do and where they're headed. And I think you have to blame James Dolan for that, as he is the head honcho. But other than that, I really have a problem with what they're doing. I have a problem with what's going on in New York. Even though it ain't my problem, my team is successful, it is a little crazy that you can't figure it out at least for 5 years and really compete for a long time after all these years of sucking. Eventually, they got to get it right, and it might take them another 10 to 15 years to do it. And that's just unfortunate because you should never have to wait this long to get a great team or even to be competitive. But let me know what you guys think about the New York Knicks in the comment section below. Do you think they're going to figure it out? Do you think they need to get rid of James Dolan? Do you think that nobody really knows what they're doing and they just look crazy? Because that could be the case too, because I don't really understand what they're trying to do the last 10, 15, 30 years. And it has shown 10, 20, 30 years later that they don't know how to run anything right in New York. Brooklyn got it right faster than the New York Knicks, and they just got a new owner. They just had a new owner, which was Prokhorov, and they still was able to get it right and get back on track and rebuild and get Kevin Durant and Kyrie in a 10-year span. They got a superstar, they got a franchise guy, and they got great pieces around them. And they just did that within 6 to 7 years. And the New York Knicks haven't did that in the last 30 years with the same type of personnel and owner. That just don't add up either, especially just because they just got relocated and they have already found a way to make it back to the playoffs. And they had less talent, less draft picks, in my personal opinion, than the Knicks, and they still figured it out. So I don't know what's really going on, and I don't know if it can be fixed, and I don't know if it ever will be. But all I can say is hold your head up high if you with the Knicks. Continue to grind, stay a fan as long as you can until you're in that casket. But other than that, hope y'all enjoy the day. Remember, I am in Chicago. I will be at the Saturday night events, All Star Weekend. You can follow my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Also, you can like on Facebook, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description on Facebook. Remember, this is Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, coming to y'all with another video. Subscribe, like, comment, share. I make a video every single day. So if you like a video like this, I make it every single day. Not only that, I also do breakdowns of footage. I also do rookies. I cover the draft, summer league, free agency, trade deadline. I go every single day throughout the whole year covering the NBA. So if you love that basketball and you can't live without it and you need something fresh every single day, I got you covered. All you got to do is continue to like, continue to subscribe, and I also got merchandise on my Facebook page, and I also got merchandise on my Spreadshirt. So if you want a shirt or anything, all you have to do is ask for it on my Facebook page. I have pictures, and I can change the color of the logo. I can change the color of the shirt for you, whatever you want. I got you covered. All you got to do is message me if you're interested. Quinn Wade, basketball analysis. I'm gone. And let me know and keep it real in the comment section. What is going on with the New York Knicks, and can they get it right, or do they just need to get rid of everybody and start anew? And sometimes it happens like that, or sometimes you start figuring it out, but we don't know. But Quinn Wade, basketball analysis. I'm gone, and thanks for watching.